There's an hour's worth of dogfights, and we had to really plan this out very carefully because we were talking about 1,700 shots.
With digital technology now, we can actually do a real dogfight movie the way it should be done.
Really, in this kind of movie, when you're trying to reproduce something real, we just want to get it to a level that we feel like it's just totally believable. And when it's believable, you've succeeded.
We had done very extensive animatics. And the idea was to cut the film completely and wait till we had the final cut of the movie, and then we'd actually farm out the visual effects. So we decided we'd use a number of facilities. And we had two major companies, one in Germany called Pixelmondo, the other one in the Czech Republic called UPP.
Red Tails was definitely the biggest project we ever worked on.
Of course, I grew up watching Star Wars, and it's an honor to work with ILM and George. They invented half the stuff that we're using on an everyday basis.
And we had a great visual effects supervisor, Craig Hannock at ILM, and his team did a magnificent job of keeping the look consistent with all the houses.
I think our initial flash needs to be hotter and white.
Okay.
And it was great that we did the opening sequence first so that we had a body of work that we could show to our outside vendors and say, here's the quality of the image we're looking for, here's what we want the flight dynamics to be, here's what the camera dynamics should be to really make exciting shots.
And that blends seamlessly into the start of Pixelmondo's work. Pixelmondo, they were given a little over 500 shots.
The truck straightening was shot so that the truck is coming at us. So we needed to replace the truck in the shot with a CG truck and start to burn it and end it with a large explosion.
Easy, I see something.
Early in the script was the train crash sequence.
The train wreck sequence expanded because our friends down at Pixelmondo said, hey, let's make this a little bit bigger. What if we put another angle in here?
And we suggested a more dramatic shot in front of the train.
So they came up with something, and that's nice that a vendor that we're using will make suggestions like that.
UPP in the Czech Republic, we were able to give them, likewise, just under 500 shots. And they had some very challenging work.
Bogies inbound, 12 o'clock.
There were full CG environment builds and aerial battles up in the clouds. They had probably the most difficult cloud work in the movie. In addition to that, UPP did the Me-262 jets.
Working on the Me-262 was for us really interesting because these planes were built during the Second World War in Czech Republic.
And with the Me-262 comes something that's unique to the jets, the contrails, the vapor trails that come out from behind the jets. It's an added effect that they had to develop.
Some of the most important things to make realistic flight animation is to get some of the subtleties in there. You've got a plane up in space, and it's going to be buffeting around all the time. We've all flown in planes. You know that there's buffeting going on and that kind of stuff. And then just simple things like when a plane is going to peel off, it rolls before it moves over.
There it is, boys.
There's a sequence where the German base gets strafed by the Red Tails.
These shots were probably for us the most complex. Sometimes we started with principal photography and we filled the rest of the shots with the CG extension.
All the details of the base, buildings, extra planes, extra crew, were all done digitally.
George has been doing this for a long time, and by that I don't just mean making entertaining movies. He's been designing action sequences for a long time. He knows what he's doing. Red Tails is a real story, and it's an important story.
It was a monumental challenge to get all 7 visual effects companies working together. For most of these companies, this is the biggest film they'd ever done, and I couldn't be happier. They just did a magnificent job.